egotistic praise. An excellent shot, even with the prevailing winds. I couldn't have done it better myself. Field assessment. I picked up on the heat forms of the Jedi and his allies. Activate the mines and prime the self-destruct sequences. Relieved statement. Oh, Jedi, it is good to see you intact. We were concerned that shooting down your shuttle would damage you irreparably. Quick clarification. But now that we have found you, we hope that we can facilitate communications. Unnecessary addendum. And put an end to hostilities.
What are you assassin droids doing here?
Self-evident answer. Wherever you try to run, we will be there. Armed and ready. Rhetorical query. So the query you have posed to us is one we put to you. What are you doing here, we wonder?
Any reason you shot down my vessel?
Unnecessary clarification. We merely wish to cripple your vessel. Once we tracked your coordinates, we were able to deploy several droids in this location. Probing query. We are, however, curious as to why you chose to come to the remnants of the polar Telos irrigation system. There is nothing here that our instruments can detect. Eager threat. But we are looking forward to extracting your motives for coming here when we place you in torture restraints.
How many of you are there?
Chiding statement. Oh, Jedi, there are as many of us as are needed to capture or kill our targets. Egotistical boast. And there are far more of us than any one Jedi. Destroy one of us, and more shall rise from the wreckage. Unnecessary threat. And our attack protocols are more than a match for you and your allies.
Destroying one of you is easy. Wiping out 3 of you might cause me to break a sweat. Alright. Let's take out these mines first. Oh, do the things to grab a shot. Right. Don't melee a mine! Oh my god, Kreia. He's so silly. Good job, Kreia. You just keep doing you know? Alright.
Ratio
Here and heal her because she's being silly.
More where that came from.
This shall not stop us for long.
Explode like last time. No way.
More where that came
This shall not stop us for long.
monster.
I will silence this one.
More where that came from.
Systems failing, master.
Alright, so you get another HK part from this, right? Yeah, control thruster, cool. Alright. For some reason, I'm forced to use Atten now, though. Doesn't give me a chance for Baldur. Bayodur, I keep calling him Baldur. Ah, he leveled up quite a bit while we were away. Alright, more sneak attacks. Let's see. Probably need to give him 2 fighting.
Lay down your weapons, and you shall not be harmed.
I'm not giving up my weapons.
I will not warn you again. Drop your weapons, or we shall take them from you.
Do as they say. I sense we will come to no harm.
Very well. I'll play along for now.
Why is it that everywhere we go, I end up in a cell? I mean, why did they lock us up? What is this place?
It is a training ground for Jedi.
What? This ice hole?
Yes, it bears the semblance of an academy. But where are all the students? Curious.
You've got to be joking. What is a Jedi Academy doing out here in the middle of nowhere?
It is a place hidden from the galaxy like the academy on Dantooine. But this place... Oh, Atris, you have been clever.
Atris?
It's none of your concern.
Well, the sooner we're out of here, the better. 2 crazy Jedi are more than enough for me. No one told me we were going to be dumped in a nest of Jedi.
And what is it about this place that causes you such fear?
What do you mean? We're in the middle of a bunch of Jedi. You know how they are.
No, I do not. Not in the way you seem to.
What? What are you doing? Get out of my head!
Stop struggling. Let me follow the current. Deep, deeper to its source.
Stop! Stop! Ah!
Ah, with the fear is mingled guilt. It squirms in you like a worm. And the why? Ah, and there is its heart. You surprise me. I could not feel it before. Your feelings are a powerful shield indeed. Do not worry, Atten. If he is a Jedi, he will forgive. And if he is not, he will not care.
You can't tell him, please. I'm asking you. I don't want him to...
Think less of you. I hardly think that's possible. Still, there is no shame in what you ask. We all wage war with the past, and it leaves its scars. I will not speak of yours, Atten, but there is a price for such things.
What? What price?
There are those who wage war and those who follow them. You are a crude thing, murderer, but you have your uses. You know how important this man we travel with is. Even one such as you can feel it. You will serve him until I release you.
And if I refuse?
You will not. If you do, then my silence will be broken. And then, Atten, you will be broken. You fear the Jedi, and rightly so. If Atris learns of your choices, you will never leave this place. But whatever fear you hold of the Jedi, know that if you disobey me, that my punishment will make you beg for the death that has long hounded you. Wipe the fear from your mind. You will not find blind obedience a difficult master. You chose it once. You will learn to embrace it again.
I don't know how you became such a manipulative witch, but why a vicious old scowl like yourself would even bother with me is a bigger mystery.
No game of Dajaric can be won without pawns, and this may prove to be a very long game. You are a slippery one. Your thoughts difficult for even one such as I to read. I suspect the self-loathing that squirms within you gives you a curious strength. Your spirit, as diseased as it is, refuses to allow you to give up, no matter what threats you face and whatever wreckage you leave behind you. I feel you have crossed our path for a reason. Perhaps even you, at the right moment, may be able to turn aside disaster. If so, your potential is not yet spent.
Fine. I'll be your pawn. But I still think you've got the wrong man.
Perhaps. But someone has to fly the ship, and the Force is a hard thing to predict. You have crossed our path for a reason. Our path brought us here for a reason. And now I know why. The past is here, and it must be met before the future can be set in motion.
More Jedi speak. Care to explain?
No. I've wasted enough time with you. Sleep, murderer, and be silent. I need no distractions. A critical moment approaches.
I did not expect to see you again after the day of your sentencing. I thought you had taken the Exile's path, wandering the galaxy. Yet you have returned. Why?
It was not my intention to come here, Atris, or see you again. But tell me what you've done with my friends first.
Your concern is noted. Your friends have not been harmed. They have been detained for their safety. I find it unusual that you are traveling with others again. I had thought you had forsaken the company of others after the war. Or is that why you are here? Yet here you are. Perhaps you do not know yourself as well as you think. Regardless, your arrival here begs an explanation. Have you come to face the judgment of the Council, as you did so many years ago? Are you finally willing to admit that we were right to cast you out?
Wow, we got lots of things here. Refresh my memory. Why did the Council cast me out?
Why? Because you turned your back on us. And the Order. You followed Revan to war against the Mandalorians. The very war that made Revan a Lord of the Sith, and ruined you.
I could not stand by and allow innocents to die in the Outer Rim.
So you said, so long ago. I didn't believe it then, and I don't believe it now. You sought adventure. You hungered for battle. You could not wait to follow Revan to war. The Jedi Order asked only for time to examine the Mandalorian threat. They urged caution, patience, and you defied them. So when you returned, you were brought before us. You were a Jedi no longer, and so you were exiled.
I also recall you wished me imprisoned, or worse.
There was much about that day that was difficult to forget. Your words, your defiance, and when you stabbed your lightsaber into the center stone. I have kept it, so I would never forget.
Oh, that's my lightsaber. That's my lightsaber!
Indeed. A lightsaber is the mark of a Jedi. When you turned your back on the Order, it was not yours anymore. I have always kept it, as a reminder of what can happen when your passions dictate your actions. I have kept it, so I would never forget your arrogance or your insult to the Order.
If I became a Jedi again, would you return it to me?
Become a Jedi again? That is a thing far out of reach. But I am not unsympathetic to your feelings. Leaving the Order must have been difficult for you. Yet you gave the Council no other choice. You gave me no other choice.
I went to war to protect others, not for battle.
So your choice was to meet the aggression of the Mandalorians with more aggression. That is not the Jedi way.
I told you, it was not aggression. I was defending others.
Every choice we make, whether we know it or not, sends echoes through the Force. It can awaken feelings, ignite passions, hate, anger, fear, where none existed before. By meeting aggression, by serving as an opponent against which the Mandalorians could test themselves, you fed their hate, their lust for war, and it sent a terrible echo through you. And because of it, you and those Jedi who met them on the battlefield lost their way, and you turned on us.
Revan and Malak turned on you, not I.
Without you and the other fallen Jedi to support them, to feed their lust for war, Revan and Malak's crusade would have been over before it began.
This is a tricky one. Just war is not my way. Abandoning fellow Jedi, fighting a just war is not my way.
You betrayed the Jedi teachings. All that you had been taught you threw at your feet, crushed them beneath your heel. The Jedi teachings require we examine our actions. Acting without reflection is not our way.
Hesitation and passivity are also strong emotions, ones we should guard against.
There was no guarantee that marching to war would have saved the Outer Rim. In fact, quite the opposite.
Man, this is a tricky conversation, actually. Public would have fallen. Mandalorians admit that Red turned the back. No, there's no guarantee we would win. They're not acted. The Mandalorians are known. Let's try that. No, there was no guarantee we would win. But if we had not acted, the Mandalorians would now rule the Republic.
A physical victory perhaps, but the real victory lay in...
Ooh, it's a good one. The triumph of the Jedi teachings is a cold thing when there is no one left alive to appreciate them.
You do not know...
You are correct. I do not know. And neither do you.
How dare you? The Mandalorian Wars should have been your grave, and Malachor 5 is where you should have died.
At last it comes out. Was it always this personal with you?
You see shadows where there are none, and hate where there is none. You are blind, as always. I tire of fighting with you. You lust for war, and you always will, and you have succeeded in distracting me from my questions. So answer me. If you cannot seem to admit the Council was correct, then why are you here?
I am looking for my ship so I can leave Telos.
Your ship? Ah, the Ebon Hawk. It is not your ship. Unless you are admitting to the destruction of the Paragus mining facility.
Are you admitting to stealing the Ebon Hawk?
The Ebon Hawk is here, safe. Its records and navicomputer are being dissected to determine what caused the destruction of the Paragus facility.
Good luck with the navicomputer. You're wasting your time.
We're having some trouble with the navicomputer, but I think with your cooperation, willing or otherwise, that will cease to be an obstacle. If it is your ship, perhaps I should be questioning you as to what happened, and why you destroyed the facility and murdered all the miners stationed there.
All the miners were already dead!
A facility of over 150 personnel, all dead before you arrived. A childish story to mask your crime. And with the facility destroyed, you think there is no way to confirm your story. But I will pry the truth from you, I promise you that.
Paragus' destruction was necessary.
Necessary? The destruction of Paragus was necessary? You have not changed. Acting instead of thinking, putting yourself before the galaxy, before the Jedi. Do you know what you have done?
I know it put Telos in jeopardy, but I had no choice.
No. Your crime is much more than that. Without the fuel from Paragus, Citadel Station cannot maintain its orbit. It will crash into the planet and its destruction will echo across 20 other worlds.
What do you mean?
Telos was a test to see if the Republic could mount a restoration effort on the Outer Rim. When it fails, the Republic will not finance another. The other Rim worlds, devastated by the Sith, will remain graveyard worlds, devoid of life. And that is the magnitude of your crime.
It's almost as bad as the Jedi letting the Outer Rim die during the Mandalorian Wars.
So you still hold to your flawed convictions. If you think to anger me, you are wrong. How is it that you are not content to confine your ruin to yourself? You must spread it to others wherever you go. Ruin yourself with your actions if you will. But when your actions bring harm to others, then you must answer for it.
My crime? The Sith destroyed Paragus, not me.
The Sith? What do you mean?
The Sith have returned, and they are hunting all Jedi.
You speak truly. You have encountered the Sith. I can feel the scars on you. Tell me, where did you encounter them?
If you seized my ship, you'd know I was at Paragus, and so were they.
Paragus? What would they want there? They can't have been looking for you.
I don't know. Perhaps they were.
If they sought a target, they would have hunted me, not you. But the blindness of the dark side is well known. If these Sith attacked you, they will soon realize their mistake. And if you escaped, they most likely let you go to see if you would lead them here.
They're stronger than you think. At least one Sith Lord stands with them, and they fight differently than the Sith from the Jedi Civil War.
Whatever force they can bring to bear, it will matter not. If they face a true Jedi, they shall fall.
Your grasp of tactics is questionable. Were there any survivors of the Jedi Civil War?
I said I was the last of the Jedi, Exile, and I did not speak falsely. There are others who were once Jedi, but no longer. They will not take action against this threat.
If so, then I offer you my help. You'll need it.
You offer your aid after turning your back on me? On the Council? The Jedi is not something you embrace out of fear. The commitment is stronger than that, something you never seem to understand.
I'm not doing this out of fear. I want to help.
Perhaps. But if you help me, it cannot be done from here. There are others in the galaxy who may help us against a Sith threat. If you can find them, gain their trust, perhaps our defenses shall be stronger for it. Take your ship, seek them out. If you find them, encourage them to gather on Dantooine. From there we can call a council and see what can be done.
If there's anyone who can aid us, I will find them.
Then I shall send you on your way. It is now time for you to depart.
We shall remove him, Mistress. Come with us. Are you all right, Mistress?
The Exile brought up feelings best left forgotten.
Forgive me, Mistress, but I must ask. The Exile, I've never seen another affect you so strongly. Did you care for him once?
The Jedi have no such attachments. As always, he will do as he wills. And the galaxy, and the feelings of others, can burn for all he cares. The day we judged him, I stood in the chamber and he was so right. He was so certain of it, I doubted myself. He chose Revan over the Jedi, over the Council, But now I am tired. I must meditate.
Of course, Mistress. I will tell the others you are not to be disturbed. And please, do not exhaust yourself. We can attend to matters here.
Wow, that was an intense conversation we just had there. It's a cool facility we're in too. Looks a lot like Cerebro from X-Men. This place is big, quite nifty. I like how they've got this little miniature Jedi Council set up in here. This is just a really nifty place overall.
Why have you approached me?
I had some questions for you.
You may ask.
I had some questions about Atris.
The mistress? What of her?
Where is Atris? I want to speak to her again.
She is meditating, and she does not wish to be disturbed. Your presence here has troubled her, and I hope you do not choose to trouble her further.
What can you tell me about her?
She leads us. As she rebuilds Telos, she rebuilds the Order, and through them, the galaxy.
And how does she plan to do that?
We serve the Jedi. We do not question them. Yet, Atris has told us that the work here at Telos may pay for similar efforts in many worlds along the Rim that were destroyed when the Jedi turned on each other. She has said the Jedi Order needs such a foundation if it is to rebuild. She faults the teaching of many of the Jedi Masters as the spark of the Jedi Civil War. Atris has said that if Revan and Malak had been properly instructed in the ways of the Jedi, they never would have fallen, and nor would you, Exile.
And what does Atris consider proper training?
That is unknown to me. I have never observed Atris to teach Jedi, nor would I wish to. Atris has chosen instead to focus her efforts on galactic recovery. Once the galaxy breathes again, disciples will come.
She'll need help if she tries. She knows nothing about her training Jedi.
She predicted you would say as much. She seems to know you quite well. Perhaps you are the one who knows nothing.
Perhaps I should teach you a lesson.
I would welcome a chance to instruct you. I have been anxious to teach you many principles of combat ever since you invaded this place.
Teaching?
Oh, yes. We train extensively in various combat styles, and we have not had another target for some time. You may prove a pleasant diversion.
Then I'll be happy to oblige.
Very well. Follow me, and we shall see if you have the endurance to learn the most basic of our teachings.
Wait, why am I naked?
Before we begin, are you familiar with the Chani traditions?
I'm guessing they involve me standing here freezing in my jumpsuit.
All duels between us shall be without armor of any kind. There shall be no restrictions upon our movements or upon yours. Your feet are not to leave the training mat during the battle. If they do, you will lose. Also, this is not a fight to the death. Restrain your instincts when we fight, and we shall do the same.
I understand. Stay on the mat, no armor, no striking to kill.
The fight will be with hands and feet only. No stimulants, shields, weapons, or other items. Also, do not call upon any Jedi techniques during our contest. If you do, then the battle will be over. In turn, I will not use our higher forms, for this is only an opening battle between us, a test of each other's strength.
If you're ready, so am I. Well, let me get ready and then I'll return.
Seek one of us out when you wish to fight, and we shall honor your request.
Let me save real quick, because I am not going to be that strong of an unarmed fighter. Alright, where's,
You are the Exile, the one Atris warned us about.
And what did Atris say?
She said, you betrayed the Jedi by going to war when it was forbidden to you. You turned on your masters, your teachings, and yourself.
I went to war to protect others, not to fight.
That is not all she says. She says you know nothing of loyalty to any cause except your own animal instincts, and she told us why you fell to the dark side.
I do not walk the path of the dark side.
Atris says that you fell to the dark side in the Mandalorian Wars when you gave in to your lust for battle. Once you tasted war, you could not give it up.
If that were the case, I would have fought in the Jedi Civil War.
Atris says when the Dark Lord Revan returned to the Republic, you did not march with him because you had fallen so far you could no longer feel the Force.
I did not march with Revan because it was my choice.
So it was a matter of choice then. If Atris has erred in her evaluation of your motivations, it might be best to inform her.
Did Atris say anything else?
I believe that is the extent of her expressed feelings toward you. There are variations at times, but all rise from the same foundation.
Expressed feelings?
Yes, it is difficult sometimes for others to truly speak their heart or listen to it. The words often prove difficult, or they do not come at all.
What do you think Atris's heart says?
Without having seen you and Atris fight, I cannot say. Battle is a pure form of expression. It is heart and discipline, reduced to movement and motion.
If I fought Atris, then that might make the truth come out.
Perhaps. It may prove truer than conversing with words. In battle, the words are swept away, giving way to actions. Mercy, sacrifice, anger, fear. These are pure moments of expression.
I would like to ask you something.
You may ask.
You look different than the other women here.
I honor the face of my mother. It is not something spoken of in the company of others.
I apologize. I meant no offense.
There's no need to apologize. You were merely remarking on something that you saw. There is no wrong in that.
Is it a sensitive subject?
It is not a sensitive subject, but a subject that requires trust. There is no such trust between you and I, and such trust takes time.
Let me ask you something else.
You may ask.
Why does Atris allow me to walk freely if I can kill you all easily?
I am aware of this. I do not doubt your combat prowess, as my half-sisters do. There are many who went to war against the Mandalorians, and few returned. You were one of them.
Remember that if you seek to challenge me.
I will, Exile. In truth, I do wish to challenge you.
What? Why?
The Ichani believe you cannot truly know the heart of another unless you meet them in battle. I would very much like to know your nature. But now is not the time. Perhaps my sisters could challenge you, but not I. And not here.
Yeah, I had questions for you
You
instead.
may ask. She said you betrayed...
Oh. That was that conversation where I did that, okay.
Before you go, Exile, question for you, if I may ask it. You have touched the Force. What does it feel like?
It is a difficult thing to describe.
Please, I wish to know.
The warmth of the sun without the glare. You can feel its light and its heat, but there's no harshness to it.
I see. Thank you, Exile. I appreciate you sharing your knowledge with me.
It was my pleasure. If you have any further questions in the future, seek me out and ask them. Alright. Now they're all saved, let's do this combat again.
Before we begin, the fight will be also in.
Alright,
Then let us.
let's do this. Might not be the right move to use. Just power attack, see if that works. Nope. Strike. Nope. Oh man, she's gonna beat my butt.
This will teach you.
Not really anything I can do. I don't have the necessary enhancements here. You get me.
This will teach you.
She
You
got
have
me.
fallen. Very well. It shall be the same. Then let.
Alright, is it gonna present me full health? No! What the? Well, might as well get this over with.
You have seek one of us.
Just anything I can do to make this easier on myself. Actually, I wonder if maybe I can buff myself before I actually start the fight and start with full buffs. Let's try it. Night speed, force valor. Anything else? Nope. Okay, let's
Have
try
you
it.
returned to fight? Very. It shall. Then let.
Nope, my buffs are gone. Dang it. Unfortunately, I don't know. That doesn't work for me. Flurry definitely don't work for me. Try spamming power attack. Nope. Try spamming critical strike. You're low half health, take it. was actually talking about earlier about how, depending on how you level up your character, you're kind of boned. Which I thought this game wasn't really going to do. I thought it was going to approach the play I really liked. But since I've been a more dexterous character, more leveling up my ranged combat, and not focusing so much on the melee, I'm really not.
You have fallen. Seek.
And if I'd been leveling up my strength, we'd have no problems right now. Okay, let's looks like the only thing I can't use is armor. So if only I had those strength gloves still. Dang it. Couldn't use this, I guess. I'll say that's really gonna help me out. Wait, did she say I couldn't use shields? I think she did say I couldn't use shields. My party list. Can't add anybody. Dang it. Baldur has some cool strength gear that I can totally use right now. But, let's use this first body.
Have you returned to...
Yeah, we'll give it a shot.
Very. It shall be... Then let...
Oh, I should have looked at my feats and seen what they actually did. Courage just gotta wait, let this play out. Not really skilled enough to use any of her feats. Get her! Get her! Get her! Unless I just get incredibly lucky with the RNG here. I don't really know what else I can do. Oh, oh. I've got a leg up on her now. Keep it. Come on. Come on, Dick Dangerous, you can do it. I believe in you, buddy. Oh no! Don't take it! Don't take it like that! Oh, so close! So close! Ah!
This will teach you.
Oh, so close! Yes!
You
Got her!
have succeeded. If you wish, you may challenge us again, and we will progress to more advanced movements.
Let me heal up and I'll get right on that.
Seek one of us.
Cool. Alright. Horse body and heal on up. Powers don't seem to fire. I guess because I'm spamming them too fast. There we go. Let's see if they'll let me put my clothes back on. I wonder what I get if I manage to beat all these trials.
Have you returned to fight again?
I have.
Very well. Our next battle will be using the higher forms among the Ichani. You may choose hands and feet, or whatever melee weapon you wish, but use no other items or Jedi techniques. Seek one of us.
Okay. So, not blasters? Yes, blasters? No blasters? I'm not sure. It's, Force bike. I don't know. It's, First of all, how do I switch these weapons? Alright, there we go. Well, let's just go with what we got for now. See how that works.
Have you returned to... You may choose... Then let...
Same didn't do well for me. It's just stupid.
This will teach you.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what we're going to have to do. I don't know, might get her. Once again, it depends on our luck here. I think it's just the dual weapon penalties are just too much, though. Oh, get close. I think that's what gonna get me. No. Oh, it's down to the wire. Hey, we made
You
it.
have succeeded. Seek one...
Cool. Come on, heal. There we go. Keep healing. Alright.
Have you
What's the
returned to
next
fight
combat?
again? Very well. Our next battle shall be free of restriction on weapons and items. And you may use what in turn I
Oh, cool.
seek.
So, now we're talking. Swap back to my blasters. Use a binocs and disruptor. I have more blasters than this. I'm sure I had more blasters than this. Huh. That's weird. Oh well. Roll with what I got. No, maybe this is what I had. Okay. Oh, throw my robe back on too. Cool.
Have you returned to fight again? Very well. Our next inter... Then let us...
Okay, first of all, it's stunner. Oh, she saved herself. Keep stunning. Oh. Might not be this way. Nope. There we go. Get her now. Waste all my force points on that. Crap. Alright.
You know much of melee combat. You surprise me.
Let me heal up and I'll be ready to fight again.
There is nothing more that we can teach you from such contests. Such battle would only be for battle's sake.
If you cannot defeat me alone, feel free to pair up.
If that is what you wish, then we shall honor it. We shall see how you fight against a group of us. We shall take you in a pair, using everything at our disposal. Use whatever item, weapon, or Jedi technique you wish. We shall match it.
Let me get ready.
Seek...
Okay. So, get ourselves healed up. Might be a good chance to use my, my shields finally. Alright. Looks pretty good.
Have you returned to... There is nothing. If that wish, use... Then...
Okay, first of all, shield myself. Now let's, use Night Speed. Force Valor. Alright. Whittle him down. That melee shield sucks. Not at all.
This will teach you. This will teach you.
Get him, Dick. Use that melee shield again. Actually, using it quickly now.
This.
Hit her. Hit her. Hit her. Woo! Close.
You are a strong opponent. Atris was correct about you. You know much of war and battle. Perhaps too much.
Want to try to do them all? I don't know if I can do that. So you admit defeat?
I admit nothing. The Ichanis...
Let me catch my breath and I'll be back. Alright. I'm not sure I'm going to take all of them out unless I use... I wonder if I can set up mines ahead of time. Could I do that? I suppose I can try. I can always just pick them back up. Alright, let's try that. Yeah, I'll put this right here. Oh, cool. So I can stand these and they won't hurt me. Nice. Let's, see if that works.
You are a strong opponent. Then our last battle... There is no need for the last of us to join in this fight. The weakest among us will only serve to diminish our techniques.
Ouch.
We fight as one when we are 5, not 6. And that number should be enough for this lesson. Very well. We shall begin.
This.
Okay, looks like my mines are still active. Let's go ahead and use my grenades.
Will teach you.
Actually, that seems to be activating my mines, unfortunately.
chance. Yet you decided you would try anyway. Our battle is done.
I left the map. Forgot. Whoops. First of all, let's reload before I set all those mines. Since I know that won't work. Not gonna be super clever about this. Let's see. Level-ups. Do I have anything to help me out here? I got good 2-weapon fighting. Everything I've done is pretty much all blaster stuff. Deflection thing. What's out of that? What does this Chinese shield do? Huh. Nope, still can't use any armor. Well, Unfortunately, I don't have any real offensive force powers I can use either. Mines won't help me out. Stamina, life support pack, battle stimulant. Maybe I'll just try using some stems, I guess. Alright, one more save.
You are a... Then I... Very...
Ooh. They got a little head up on me. Let's use the battle stem. And I guess we'll start like that.
This will teach you.
This ain't working out too well for me. Let's try using head back. Oh, that ain't doing anything for me.